During my junior and senior years in college, I spent my summers working as an aide at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. So I had exposure to the environment. I met a lot of therapists, a lot of physicians and nurses, and had this really comfortable feeling of caring. My education at Columbia prepared me to become a physical therapist who was both a clinician and had a sense of inquiry, was predicated upon the way we were taught. I was well positioned to meet the challenge of problem solving rather than regurgitation of information in response to a mandate or a prescription that was being delivered by a physician. When I graduated from Columbia, I had the Vietnam War facing me. I was fortunate enough to receive a commission in the U.S. Public Health Service stationed in Boston. And I was interested in all aspects of physical therapy. We were treating many American seamen, Coast Guard and their dependents, folks returning from the Vietnam War. And while I enjoyed treating musculoskeletal injuries, I was particularly enamored with loss of movement control, as seen in patients who had strokes. I'd also had a strong interest in PT school, learning about therapeutic modalities, especially heat and cold, and how it might affect spasticity. And I saw this as a great opportunity to apply some of these principles I had learned with stroke patients, and was enamored with a variety of responses that I saw in the ability of these patients to regain control of movement. What we're working on right now is a project that is funded by the NINDS, National Institute of Neurological Disease and Stroke Network. We are one of 25 centers in the United States that are part of that network. We're called the Georgia Stroke Network. And the mission of the network is to create clinical trials in 3 different content areas: acute stroke, prevention of stroke, secondary stroke, and rehab and recovery. I am the site PI, principal investigator, for rehab and recovery. Much of the treatment will be refocused from a clinical environment to a home-based environment with direct communications between the therapist and the patient, both from the home to the clinic and from the clinic to the home. This is not to dismiss the role of the therapist, but rather to complement it. There is a need for fulfillment in these areas to meet patient expectations in the future. And those areas include telehealth and telerehabilitation, hence the linkage here, and biosensing technologies, robotics, virtual environments, genomic rehabilitation interfaces. And given the shrinkage of the healthcare dollar, it seems obvious that one is going to use contemporary technologies in different environments to foster and facilitate the rehabilitative process. What is unique for a student wishing to come to Columbia? I look for passion, the desire to want to help, the desire to make inquiry and to ponder what it is that you're talking about and to try to generate solutions to problems presented by patients based upon what you're learning and even what you don't know yet. The desire to think outside the box, beyond yourself, with some degree of enthusiasm and inquiry, I think is a big motivator and a big driver that characterizes that Columbia is trying to deliver. I'm Steve Wolf, and I am a Columbia physical therapist.